Welcome back to the Takeout. This is not the first time in recent years the U.S. and Iran have been what feels like pretty close to war. In January of 2020, you may recall, after the U.S. killed Iran's top general, Iran responded with the largest ever ballistic missile attack on Americans. Now retired United States Army Lieutenant Colonel Alan Johnson was at the intended target, a military base in Iraq. He recorded this video for his son, preparing for the worst.
Hey, buddy. If you're seeing this video, some bad things happened to Dad last night. So I need you to be strong, okay? For Mom. And just always know in your heart that I love you.
Retired United States Army Lieutenant Colonel Alan Johnson is here now. Thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to have you first remind our viewers about that experience in January 2020.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah, that was an emotional moment. I decided to record that on my way to the bunker after we had prepared for an imminent attack with intelligence that had told us basically that we were likely not going to survive this attack due to the number of missiles coming in. And that was kind of my last chance to send a message home.
This was at the Al-Assad base in Iraq, a sprawling complex at the time where U.S. forces were based, and there had been intelligence collected that said it was going to come under attack from Iran because of the killing of General Soleimani. And I guess, you know, you've heard in the last few days that the United States has evacuated non-essential personnel from the embassy in Baghdad, that others at military installations across the region are being told to go home if their family are non-essential personnel. As you hear that and reflect on what happened to you and your colleagues all those years ago, what are your concerns about how U.S. installations, U.S. interests might get targeted again in the region?
Well, I think we've learned a lot of lessons from that event. You know, I've been retired now for just over a year, and this was 5 years ago. I would be willing to guarantee that our force protection at those bases is much improved from when it was in 2020. So the survivability is probably a lot better than what we were facing. We really had no air defense at that base at that time.
I got to believe they're using what happened at Al-Assad now as sort of a model for what to either anticipate or do better than the next time if it comes, right?
Correct. Yes, and I haven't been read in on any intelligence for quite some time now, so I would imagine I can imagine what the improvements are, and they're good. That's what needed to happen. You know, we took 11 missiles that night, and these are medium-range ballistic missiles that are about 40 feet tall, and they have nearly 2,000 pounds of high explosive ordnance on them. We had 7 land in close proximity to myself and my troops there. The closest being 20 meters away. So 60 feet away was where number 6 actually hit. And I can't even explain to you what it's like to absorb that percussive force from 2,000 pounds of high explosive going off 60 feet away from you. We're lucky to be alive.
Now, you and others, yeah, no, there's absolutely no doubt about that. And of course, you've suffered in the years since from, as you've said in the past, PTSD, headaches, there were traumatic brain injuries to yourself and to other colleagues. There was concern back in 2020 because then President Trump was criticized for downplaying the injuries of troops at the base. He called them just headaches. Does that make you at all concerned about how he may be processing and working through all of this again at this critical time?
Not really. There's a reason for that. I actually briefed the president from the battlefield during that time, and essentially the morning after the attack, no one wanted help. Everybody wants to stay in the fight, and they don't want to be that guy or that soldier that gets taken out for medical reason. So theoretically, we didn't have any, thankfully, no killed in action. and no one wanted to be seen. So we really, at first, didn't have any wounded in action even. So technically, we didn't have any casualties. That, however, did change over the coming hours and days, where we were inundated with people that tried to deal with their new mild traumatic brain injury on their own and failed miserably, coming back to the clinic saying, hey, I'm getting worse. I can't stop throwing up. I have imbalance. I have anxiety. And that's when we kind of realized that we had this mass casualty event of traumatic brain injury. And if you can remember back in 2020, those numbers kept going up as the week went on, and people were wondering, well, what's going on here? It's because eventually soldiers were throwing in the towel and coming to see us.
Right. And generally speaking, quickly, how are you and your fellow soldiers doing all these years later?
Well, these are long-lasting effects. And you know, a traumatic brain injury rewires the brain. We're still trying to understand this. We have put this experience to good use. I've been on a team that has published 2 research papers regarding post-concussive care on the battlefield. We just worked with the Brain Trauma Foundation to develop a rapid readiness screening tool to be used in the austere environment to help capture that population of soldiers that have sustained some sort of concussive injury so they can get the care that they need.
Well, that's look, I appreciate the perspective. I imagine it's a terribly difficult thing to think about still. I know it's with you every day, but we appreciate you sharing that perspective today, and hopefully we can chat again soon. Alan Johnson from the great city of Duluth, Minnesota. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Ed.